Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
What's up, YouTube? This is Big Ray's Wrestling Show, episode number 4. Raw 1001. I am the mark of the masses. I am the man with the plan. This is Big Ray. I'm here to stay to talk about wrestling of yesterday and today. And today we talk about Raw 1001. And there's a lot to talk about, so we're going to run through this really quickly. Raw starts off with a video recap of Raw 1000. A lot of video recaps in this show. I'm not going to talk about them. We're going to move on to CM Punk's promo. CM Punk comes down the aisle. CM Punk basically expresses why he's upset, especially at Jerry the King Lawler, because he felt Jerry the King Lawler jumped the gun, because Jerry the King Lawler stated that CM Punk basically turned his back on the WWE Universe. Well, he gets on the table, he crosses his legs, and he's cutting a promo on why Jerry the King Lawler basically was wrong, and how it's all about respect, and respect for the WWE Championship. Well, while he's doing that, the Big Show comes down the aisle, and the Big Show comes down, and he cuts a promo, and he vows to be the next WWE Champion. Well, while that's happening, then John Cena comes down the aisle. John Cena cleans the Big Show's house, throws him outside the ring, and then AJ Lee, the new general manager, comes down, and she states that the main event of the match will be John Cena versus the Big Show for the #1 contendership for the WWE Championship. So we move on. We see Daniel Bryan in the backstage, and it looks like he's trying to get some balls to knock on the door, but he doesn't, of AJ Lee, the general manager. I guess he wants to talk to her about something. Wonder what it is. So we have Santino Marella versus Alberto Del Rio, and it was a pretty good match. Santino Marella actually got some more offense than I thought he was. It wasn't a squash match, but then he tries the Cobra. Doesn't happen. Gets blocked. Arm breaker into the arm bar. Santino taps out. Then Alberto Del Rio really emphasizes again on putting importance on the championship. He states, I will not have another match unless it is for the World Heavyweight Championship. I will not compete until SummerSlam, which is a horrible imitation, I know, but you get the gist. So he says he is not going to compete until SummerSlam. I would love to know what you guys think about that. I would love to know about, you know, send me a video response, hit me up on Twitter, send me an email. I just want to know where they're going with this storyline. Well, all right, so we go into the ring, and we see the Funkasaurus dancing in the ring, and with his Funkadactyls, and then we see, excuse me, Vicky Guerrero come down the aisle, and Vicky Guerrero basically states, she cuts a promo saying, you guys can't dance, I'm gonna dance. So she starts dancing, and she starts doing this whole crazy Seinfeld Elaine thing, and then the savior, the intellectual savior, the martyr, Damien Sandow, come down the aisle, and he basically cuts a promo stating, you know, how these people are basically morons, and he comes in the ring, and he attacks Funkasaurus. Very interested to see what's going on, because these are two characters they're building up. You have here a monster in the Funkasaurus, and I guess a character, and then we have Damien Sandow, who's a ring technician, fantastic on the mic. Who is the WWE going to build? Are they going to build the monster, or are they going to build the technician? I think Damien Sandow is going to be a superstar, eventually working his way up to superstardom in SmackDown, and he's going to eventually be a champion, I think, somewhere on Raw. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, he comes, kicks his ass, basically, throws him around the ring, and then takes his necklace and breaks it. Awesome. Nice way to build to start that feud. So we see a Y2J Dolph Ziggler vignette. Then we move on, and Daniel Bryan's finally got some balls. And I was right, ladies and gentlemen, I was right. In my last video, I said I had noticed, the Raw Recap video, I noticed that there were some guys in white jackets. So basically, AJ calls out Daniel Bryan, and she says, I know that you were trying to get me committed, you know, so you have a match tonight, and it's against Sheamus. And Daniel Bryan's like, for the championship? Of course not. He's not going to be rewarded for trying to get his wife committed into the loony bin. But that match, oh, and the WWE Universe was, they were given the ability to vote on what type of match it was going to be. It was going to be a no-holds-barred match, a falls count and anywhere match, or a street fight. The WWE Universe was to vote. So we go on, and we see Sheamus and Bryan in the ring, and Jerry the King Lawler stands up and says 73% of the WWE Universe voted on a street fight. We move on. Great match. One of the best matches of the night. A lot of big bumps. Really believable bumps. Good chair shots, kendo sticks. You see, Daniel Bryan took the kendo stick. He's like, yes, 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 yes. Excuse me, I got a little excited there. But anyway, Daniel Bryan basically goes nuts on him. The match ends when Sheamus goes outside of the ring, and he grabs steel steps. He brings him inside the ring. Now he sets him up. Sheamus sets up Daniel Bryan for the white noise, and that would have been a holy S moment. But no, he breaks out of it. Does Daniel Bryan throws Sheamus into the ring, into the ropes, and Sheamus hits him with a bro kick, clean, beats him clean, 1, 2, 3, which is great because again they are emphasizing on the championship, on the champion, making the champion very, very strong. So Daniel Bryan basically is upset. He's going nuts. He's not had a good couple of weeks. He's on the floor, surrounded by referees. He's going crazy, saying, "No, no, no, I'm not leaving until I get a doctor." The tag team champions, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, come in the ring with Little Jimmy, and they basically start saying that he's nuts. He needs to go. And one of my favorite segments, and I'm going to spend a little time talking about this, Daniel Bryan comes in the ring and he starts talking to Little Jimmy. "Oh, I heard you're my biggest fan." And he proceeds to kick Jimmy outside the ring. And it's hilarious because the camera you can see actually following the invisible Little Jimmy out of the ring over the top rope onto the floor, which is hilarious. And then you see AJ Lee coming out with the guys in the white coats, and you think they're going to commit R-Truth, but no, 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 no. They commit Daniel Bryan. So Bryan gets committed to the loony bin. And then we see a match between Kofi Kingston and Titus O'Neil, which was pretty cool. Good match. Nice way to build towards the tag team championship match coming up in SummerSlam eventually, where I think the primetime players will finally be the tag team champions. I would like to know what you guys think. Leave me a video comment, a video response. Hit me on Twitter or Facebook. So good match. They did something I'd never seen before, where AW basically takes his shoe off while the referee is being distracted and throws it at Kofi Kingston's back. And then he's running down the aisle, and Kofi Kingston takes his shoe, throws it down the aisle at AW, which is pretty funny. And then he obviously is distracted. Titus O'Neil comes around, beats him for the 1, 2, 3 after the finisher. So we move on. We see CM Punk backstage with Cena, basically saying to John Cena that he respects him, but he doesn't, he had to do what he had to do. It was a short little promo. We move on and we see the one-man band, Heath Slater, who just got his ass kicked by every single freaking legend in the WWE. And he says, "All right, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna move on my career, and we're gonna go on from here. And we're gonna see, we're gonna see Heath Slater become a star." Well, then you hear, "I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. They talk to me." I really like Randy Orton. He's one of my favorite superstars. But anyway, Randy Orton is back. And Randy Orton, a clothesline here, a clothesline there, a power slam, and RKO. Randy Orton, not the legend, but the legend killer, soon to be legend, comes back and defeats Heath Slater in a squash match. We move on from there. And that's actually, very important. We're going to see where the hell Randy Orton is going to fit in the title picture down the line. We all know what happened with Randy Orton. If you don't know, Randy Orton was suspended for 60 days for the wellness policy. I wish him the best of luck. I think Randy Orton's a superstar, and I was glad to see him back. So Daniel Bryan is being evaluated in the back by the doctor. He loses it. He starts going off because the doctor's asking him the same questions, and every answer to the question is yes, yes, yes. Daniel Bryan goes on a yes, 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 yes tirade, and then we move on from there. And we see the tag team match between Christian, Ziggler, The Miz, and Jericho, and it's a very, very good match. Really enjoyed it. I think Jericho looked fantastic. I mean, he may be getting older, but he's definitely not declining. Jericho basically hits what would happen in the match? Jericho tries the walls of Jericho, and The Miz gets kicked in the face, and The Miz kicks him in the face, and Dolph Ziggler gets in the ring and gets hit with the code breaker, and Jericho beats him 1, 2, 3. A lot of stuff. I know I'm sounding jumbled, but a lot of stuff happened in the match. Then Ziggler comes back and hits Y2J with the briefcase. So they're building. They're working on the Intercontinental Championship feud, but at the same time, I think the bigger feud right now is between Ziggler and Jericho. And again, I think Ziggler will soon be the World Heavyweight Champion. So what better person to put him in the ring with than Chris Jericho? So then we move on and we see Daniel Bryan again in the back with the doctor, and he's and he's in the back, and he's basically he's showing them the ink blots, and they start talking, and one of the ink blots looks like a goat face, and Daniel Bryan again loses it. So then we move on from there. It was pretty funny. We move on from there. We see Lord Tensai versus Tyson Kidd, which was another good match, but Lord Tensai, I think, is about time. It's about time for WWE to let this guy go, because it was what it was. Lord Tensai, all you hear is the Albert chants. You know, if you're going to keep this guy, then turn him back into Albert, because Lord Tensai thing ain't working. So, you know, it was what it was. Lord Tensai beats him 1-2-3. We move on, and the Daniel Bryan doctor thing continues, and Daniel Bryan is cleared. He's not crazy. But then, ladies and gentlemen, guess what happens? Kane comes in, and he is the anger management professional, and he takes Daniel Bryan, and I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Guys, maybe you can tell me what's going to happen, but Daniel Bryan apparently is now going to be feuding with Kane. And so we move on from there, and we have the CM Punk, and CM Punk comes to ringside. CM Punk is going to be a guest commentator for the Big Show John Cena match, and it was a typical Big Show John Cena match with a lot of power moves, and eventually Cena and Big Show end up outside. I'm gonna take my time a little bit with the end of this because a lot happened. Cena ends up getting tossed into CM Punk while CM Punk was sitting alongside the announcer's table, and then CM Punk comes in and he gets in the ring, and then he basically hits John Cena while John Cena had the Big Show up and the Attitude Adjustment. So then Big Show basically comes down on John Cena. CM Punk starts kicking the Big Show's ass, and then he grabs his belt and he gets on the mic and he says, "The winner of this match is nobody." Nobody. Well, as we're leaving, we see AJ come outside, come out to the aisle, and she says, "No. They're both winners basically, because at SummerSlam it's going to be a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship." Interesting. Where are they going to go with this? If the Big Show, I don't think is going to win the championship. John Cena may win the championship to face The Rock, but I would be more interested to see CM Punk versus The Rock. I think it'll be a better match because we've already seen the John Cena thing. Anyway, look, guys, like I always say, I love to do this. I would do this for a living if I could, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway because I love talking wrestling. Again, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show, episode number 4. You can get me at Big Ray's Wrestling Show on Twitter. You can find me here at YouTube, / Big Ray's Wrestling Show. You can find me at Facebook at Ray Hernandez23 on Facebook. Guys, hit me up. Tell me what you think. Send me a video response. Give me a video comment. Hit the like button. Guys, let's talk some more wrestling. Let's find out what happens next week on SmackDown. Again, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show, episode number 4. See you guys next week. Peace.